George said, "Yeah, my bad."
This is the worst.
After all this character development that George had just had in our previous real session, man, the Lord has been lying to me.
Yeah, my bad.
What the hell, Forge?
Sorry, not sorry, I guess. Shit, fuck.
Why?
This is the worst transition I've ever been a part of.
This is the best transition.
Who else has a patron?
It does.
I plead the fifth.
Alrighty, so
Aaron, I plead the fifth.
What is the name of
The Blackthorn Grove?
Does the Blackthorn Grove talk to you?
Wait, what?
Does the Blackthorn Grove talk to you?
Kinda.
Every time you ask that, we're all like, it's complicated.
Well,
It is. It
the,
is.
The
Yes,
Blackthorn
he does
Grove,
technically talk to Gwen.
The Blackthorn Grove gets a hold of Guinevere and is like, "Listen, the Forge was a little confused there, but don't worry, I got you. You actually need to go to Pueblo de Los Angeles and deal with the problem there, because that'll tell you how to kill Jay Hatfield, because I guess you can't just kill him. I don't really know. That's what I've heard. Forge was telling me about it, and I was only half listening. So let's just say go down there and figure it out." And that is what the Blackthorn Grove tells you.
Gwen is just standing there, and she has this look on her face, and she's like, "We need to get home, like, as fast as possible. There's something really wrong with the Grove."
The Grove has gone full Western. All of your patrons are actually also here. Like,
no.
So you guys go to Pueblo de Los Angeles. And are told to figure it out, basically. There's a bad guy here, get rid of him.
Who's the bad guy?
What?
Is the bad guy Jay Hatfield, or is there another bad guy?
No, the Grove was like, "Listen, man, the Forge told me what was up, and I was a little bit deep in my drink. So,
The Grove is a woman.
I don't remember all the details. It's a little fuzzy in my mind."
I don't think our patrons can even communicate. We're different pantheons.
We had a get-together at the local saloon.
So Mama Grove told me that there's gonna be a drink and draw at the saloon, so we need to go there and meet with a vampire.
Oh, hell yeah.
There is some sort of problem going on in Pueblo de Los Angeles. And I need you to fix it.
Is this supposed to be my patron still?
Yep.
I hate this blasphemy and I don't want to hear it anymore.
Alrighty. I having no knowledge of any of your guys' patrons in any real detail, I am now westernizing all of them.
Oh my god.
And by westernizing all of them, I mean I'm just making them up and then like sticking the name on them. Like,
very good.
Alrighty. You guys arrive in Pueblo de Los Angeles on the evening of August 1st of 1875. You guys come into the valley, and having traveled through from where you were, you would have had to go through the rest of Colorado and the Rocky Mountains. It was a long journey. You opted ultimately to just take the train. And by train, you traveled through the state of Utah and the state of Nevada before arriving in San Francisco. And once in San Francisco, you mounted your various creatures and made your way down south to southern California. Upon arrival, coming over the mountains surrounding the valley, you guys were greeted as soon as you reached the top slope. On one hand, off to your right, the glittering view of the sea, illuminated by the setting sun in the distance, and below you a broad valley, rather dry, although you can see, irrigation has been established in many areas, and much of it has been converted to wineries, but the unirrigated areas are relatively dry. But as you guys first set foot into the valley, you feel an unnatural cold and an unnatural dark settle over you as you make your way down the slope into the lowlands leading to the small town that you can see in the distance of Pueblo de los Angeles. You estimate it's probably going to take you another few hours to ride there, and you can either ride through the night to Pueblo de los Angeles or you can set up camp. But although the sun is still visible and you know it's summer, you feel a chill in your bones and in your soul, and the sun does not seem quite so difficult to look at, as everything is shrouded in unnatural shadow. So, I wrote it down. Alaktu. What would you like to do? I wrote it down. I had to go find it.
I feel like we feel like this, like, cold, and Cora's like, don't tell me the huntsman followed us here.
Well, I don't see any snow in the sky, so I don't imagine so.
It's not dark out yet, right?
No, it's still like late afternoon. Not yet twilight. The sun is still up, but you can see it dipping towards the horizon of the Pacific Ocean off in the distance.
How many hours of sun left do we think we have?
Less than 1.
Oh.
That's quick.
Should probably just set up camp then.
It's probably about a 3-hour ride to Pueblo de los Angeles. You can do most of it in twilight and then have to do, probably an hour's riding it in the dark.
My horse is slow.
What sort of like pace would that be at? Like a fast pace?
Just like your regular everyday pace. A fast pace, you probably only have to ride about half an hour. Oh, fuck! I didn't grab my DM screen that has all this information on it. Hold on.
The screen to hide all the information from us across the laptops.
Hack into the laptop.
Well, no, because the back of my DM screen has information written on it.
Yeah.
About travel pace and everything. So, hello? Oh, this is my book's falling down. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Yeah.
Okay. Pause the fight. Gotta stretch. Yeah, you'd probably save yourself half an hour of night riding.
Cora looks to the group for their thoughts. We want to set up camp now, or once the sun sets, or would you rather just push our pace?
What sort of area are we in? Does it seem particularly dangerous?
I mean, as far as you can tell, not really. You are coming down off of the slopes of, relative to the Rocky Mountains that you were in previously, relatively small mountains. But they are jagged, with these sharp V valleys where little creeks run through them. You can see many of the riverbeds at this point of the year are dry. But you can see signs that water does flow through here during the wet season. It's tricky going down the slopes of the hill, and you can see down at the base of the valley a small town a little ways ahead. That is, you assume, your destination.
Kind of indifferent. Is there like... Are there trees and shrubs and stuff around us? Or
Yeah.
is it...
A lot of the trees are evergreen, and there are not many of them. It's not deeply wooded. Many of them are short and stubby. There's a lot of shrub. It's very much like scrublands. There's little grass, but there is a lot of scrub. But again, in the valley, you can see in places where it's been irrigated, there do seem to be what you imagine to be based on like the rows of like wooden, what do you call them? Trestle things. A lot of it seems to be for winery. There's also a fair bit of what you would guess to be is like wheat and barley, some rice. It does seem to be farming in the valley itself, where it's irrigated.
Don't really care. We can stop here or we can keep going.
I mean, I'm all for... Oh, sorry, that's not the lizard noise. I'm all for...
Who are you?
It's to be high pitched, yes, I forgot. I am all for pushing pace and getting to next town so we're not in this awful cold place. However, we don't really know this place, so we should just maybe be careful when it gets dark. Especially because not all of us can see in the dark.
Better to
Very
spend
well.
only an hour in the dark than entire night. Right?
Yeah, but normally I'm asleep most of the time in the dark. I'm not an animal trying to traverse terrain.
Jorta does have a good point. You two are going to have to be leading us. So I certainly can't see. And I don't think that
Can our animals see?
Dignus can't see in the dark, I don't believe.
It would be a slow hour.
Well, I'd be fine leading since I have a rather strong sense of direction.
And the glowing horse in the dark doesn't hurt either. She said, having a glowing horse in the dark doesn't hurt either.
Oh. That too.
Alright, well, make sure we don't die.
Alrighty, so you guys are gonna trek through the night?
We're gonna do it.
Alrighty. You guys make your way into the valley. As you finally reach the valley floor, the sun does dip below the sea and you enter twilight. As it gets darker and darker, that chill that is present, it's not like overbearing or anything. It does become overbearing rather rapidly as the light begins to fade. And you start to see, traveling through the fields of wheat and barley, you do occasionally see little floating lights. Occasionally you swear out of the corner of your eye, you see like a hand reaching out of a stone wall for you, but when you turn and glance, it's gone. You get the sense that through the barns, farmhouses, and silos, you feel watchful eyes upon you, and you swear that as you pass by, the scarecrows in the fields swivel and just follow your movements as you make your way through the twilight.
I hate it.
Gwyn is starting to get skittish. She's like pulling Diggy like a lot closer to everyone else's like animals, and she's like, "What if we went a little bit faster? Just a little bit."
Alrighty, you guys.
Like a hand like peeks out. She's like, "Oh, okay, yep."
As you guys
Stop for the night. Make a safe little camp.
Did you just see that hand that popped out of the wall? We're not stopping here.
As you guys continue to ride, passing beneath the branches and leaves of a enormous oak tree that leans over the river. Slowly moving beneath it, very abruptly, you hear a lively murder of crows begin to speak up from the top of the tree that you had seen no sign of approaching. And as you continue, the crescent moon rises up from the distance, tilted strangely, so that it seems as if it's like almost a bowl as it rises up. And as it continues upwards, you can see, as you don't look at it, it seems to be carrying this like strange ethereal shadow within the bowl of the crescent. But when you look at it, everything is as normal. And as the light begins to fade, the chill really sets in. And this is not the chill of the cold, rocky mountains you had faced earlier. This is unnatural. You feel it in your soul. And spooky music. Okay, hold on. Spooky music suddenly is really loud. Let me turn that down. Okay, there we go. And as you guys make your way towards town, which you estimate is only a half hour away, you start to see a dark set of clouds begin to roll in from the coast, blackening the light left by the setting sun off in the distance, turning twilight into true night, and you estimate it's only a few minutes before it's going to cover your moonlight as well. You guys carry forward, skittishly looking around until you see a shadow racing along the ground. Not a single shadow, but a great front. You can see it off in the distance as the cloud covers the moon. You can see it begin to envelop the valley ahead of you and rush towards you, encompassing the dimly lit town of Pueblo de Los Angeles and blanketing it in blackness. And as you continue forward, there's this bizarre sensation as the entire earth ahead of you, the road, dims, darkens, and with an onrush of what looks like smoke, you suddenly find yourselves in total blackness.
Gwen is
see each
just
other
like
still?
Gwen is like babbling and palmers, like
No, you are
freaked
blind.
out.
Cora calls out for everyone to come to a stop so they don't, like, break off. Is everyone alright?
I'm dying.
Very funny.
Gwen's like, we should have just made camp.
I'm sorry I did not foresee magical darkness around.
Slowly, light begins to return to you ever so slightly. You find yourselves able to see dimly. It's in about 60 feet of yourself, but no further. You find yourself only surrounded by the road ahead of you, rutted, dirty, unpaved. The low stone walls about waist high on either side, along with the tall rows of wheat standing above them behind, and the road behind you.
Is that just the people with dark vision?
Yeah, just the people. Those of you without dark vision, you are functionally still blind.
So nothing happened.
Wait, yeah, could we even see the shadow stuff?
Which shadow stuff?
The stuff that just enveloped us in the smoke, if we like already couldn't see in the dark.
You would have. Well, so even if you can't see in the dark, you can still see like moonlight, but the moon is now gone.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
You're like think of it as in like you're in magical darkness, and you've those of you with dark vision, it's almost like you've got like a dim gray lamp on yourself that just only shines out about 60 feet before the dark smoke like I describe it as smoke because it's like a wall, right? It's like
Yeah.
this swirling wall that hit
Yeah.
you before the darkness envelops it.
As that begins to happen, Cora's going to cast Divine Sense.
Okay.
So her eyes like flash a golden color, and her vision turns into like this shot, like sort of black and white. And anything that is, I know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead, including vampires, vampire related. And if she sees any of that, they sort of are covered in this golden glow in her vision. And then she also detects. Oh, hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
And then I also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated. And the range is 60 feet. That is not behind total cover.
Okay. So, real quick, desecrated. I need to double check what the actual.
Yes.
We
had to do this
we had
before.
that happen last time.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a paladin or a cleric, so like it never really came up in Desperado. So it's been over a year since I've had to like even think about the condition.
Isn't it like blessed versus like
Curse and stuff.
cursed?
Specifically in like a religious sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Yes.
context of this spell. Or feature, I guess.
Right. Yes. Okay. Perfect. In that case, yes. The entire area, everything you can see, is desecrated. Everything.
Very good.
And it's 60 feet. You said.
Yep.
All right. As you're moving along, nothing immediately catches your sense, but you do start to feel. Is it one round or is it like ongoing? I suddenly.
It's a round, I believe.
It's a round. Okay, so in that case, you would be able to detect that there are undead around. Quite a few of them. Just on the very outer edges of the darkness. Seem to be waiting within the wall. The wall of darkness, that is, not the wall of the farms.
But also the walls. Those are the hands.
After she casts it, she'll speak up. The entire area is desecrated. Undead nearby. Not of Aaron's doing.
To use my cleric undead destroy feature.
Turn undead.
Yeah. But not really.
Is there any like bones or anything nearby?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
You really had to hit me with disadvantage.
Yeah, well, you can't see very well.
Yeah. 11.
11. That catches your sight in the way that you're looking for? No, but again, out of the corner of your eye, the stone walls are surrounding you. As you turn away and catch it in your peripheral vision, the form does sort of shift to resemble as if it's been made out of skulls and bones. But again, as you look at it, it just melds back into stone.
Wait, the wall? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the stone walls on either side of the road.
Seem to appear to turn into like skulls and then like shift back.
Yeah, skulls and bones in your peripheral vision. You can see, in your peripheral vision, the like bony arms and hands reach out from the wall towards you. And when you you go and look, it's just like an odd-shaped stone that vaguely resembles, if you were to look at it from a certain angle, perhaps a bony hand.
Should I cast Dispel Magic?
That's what.
Is this magical? Or detect magic?
Does it?
Well, we already know it's. Sorry, go on.
Does it like seem like it's like an illusion?
Yeah, I was like, is this an illusion?
Yeah. Like, is it like a trick on the eye, or is it like a magical illusion?
For illusions, I believe you have to make an intelligence saving throw. Is that correct? Against a DC, right?
Tell me.
I don't know.
Because
That's what I was wondering this whole time. I don't know how.
That would depend on like if it's let's see.
Make
image.
make an Arcana check or an Intelligence saving throw. You decide.
I'm gonna make an Arcana check then.
Okay.
Or
Whoever wants to.
I'm like, please not me.
It says a creature that uses its action to examine the image of an illusion. This is specifically major image.
Okay.
The image can determine that it is an illusion with a successful intelligence/investigation check against your spell save DC.
Okay, so in that case, not Arcana, investigation, or just make an Intelligence saving throw, I would say.
well, they're the same number, so
Sure, that's fine. That's fine.
22.
22. You gather this is not illusory.
Dang it.
Okay.
This area is well and truly cursed.
Are we still just like standing in one spot?
Yeah, you are.
And Gwen's just
Do
standing
I-
there, like not being able to see anything while everybody's like talking. She's like, "So can I pull out a torch or something if we're gonna be sitting here in the pitch black? Cause like I know you guys can see, but I can't. It's kind of creepy."
What would a torch show through magical darkness? Are we still surrounded by magical darkness?
You are. But you don't know if a torch will, because you're in magical darkness, but you can see with dark vision out to 60 feet.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
I still
Can
think
try.
spell magic might be worth it. Am I?
Spell magic?
So like the thing with the walls, like that's not an illusion, but we know it's cursed, so like it's pretty likely that dispel magic won't work on that, but it might work on this magical darkness. That's just my thought. So, but if you don't want to, it's your spells.
I'm looking it up. Sorry.
Yeah.
I said that because on my sheet, but let me look. Oh. Should I cast it at a higher level or no?
Hmm.
My
What are
spell
the-
save is weak.
What are the
Not
higher
that I
level
know.
effects?
It just says for each it's a third level, and it says for each spell of fourth level or higher on the target, you have to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. But when you cast it of a spell slot fourth or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell on the target if the spell is equal to or less than the level. So it's just I either have to risk making a check or I can try to not have to make a check.
We've rested and stuff, so
Yeah, you guys are assume long rest most recently.
The 6th level?
it is up to you.
You're gonna 6th level
Yeah,
dispel
it's up to
magic?
you, like,
No.
What are you dispelling? What are you dispelling?
I'm dispelling everything, including our items.
Oh god, I focus on your glaive. No.
It's not even here.
The magical darkness is, I guess, what I would target.
Okay.
Because it says I have to choose one creature, object, or effect,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a range of 120 feet.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if this will work. I'll only do it at the. I'll do it at the 5th level, so I can still save my 6th level. So
Well, you do it at
Alright.
like 4th. You
4th
said it's a 3rd
level.
level spell, right?
4th level.
Do level 4.
Alrighty. You go ahead and cast Dispel Magic at 4th level, and you all watch as the magical darkness dissipates ahead of you,
Oh.
out to a range of 120 feet, where that smoky wall, billowing magical darkness,
Still
still
cannot
surrounds you.
Yeah, Quinn's like, did you cast it?
I don't know if it worked.
And as you, and it is not like instantaneous. The darkness sort of rolls away, and as it rolls away, you see as the darkness begins to fade just ahead of you, very abruptly you hear.
Oh god,
You
what
can
is
see-
that?
A scarecrow lining the wall, suddenly visible in the darkness, previously soundless. As soon as it's revealed, you can see the form standing there, facing the road. Not you, but the road, as if across to form a barrier of vision of, where you might have to cross if you were to continue forward. You can see the swinging broken lantern on its arm. Bits of hay, wheat sticking out from a burlap body. No legs, just a stick.
Literally, yeah. All I'm thinking of right now is fiddlesticks. As soon as you made that noise, I was gonna say fiddlesticks, and I had to stop myself. Gwen is going to summon her glaive just in case, because she's a bit freaked out right now.
Alrighty. You guys stand there seeing the creaking of the scarecrow.
Is the scarecrow like? Is it an object? Is it made of like hay and shit, or is it
looks like
a
wood.
real body? Like
wood, hay, burlap is what it looks like.
Would I know if where the scarecrow is that where I had sensed an undead? Or
That is one of the directions you sense an undead from, yes.
horrible voice that observation.
What?
Cautiously takes out her sword.
Wonderful.
Okay, here's the plan. What if we just booked it out of here instead of standing in one spot?
Are you going to cry? You
Maybe.
sound like you're going to cry.
Keep ready,
You don't-
walks over to Gwen. It's like this skeleton horse, like slowly walking over to you.
Gwen does in fact look like she might cry. But Jorta can't see that.
You sound like it. I mean, I guess we need to move forward, but is that thing gonna snitch on us if we try to go by?
As you guys are having this discussion, you can see the dispel magic begin to fade as the darkness begins to close back
Okay.
Nothing's happening to
Okay.
Does it seem like the darkness has any like origin? Is it like spreading from a specific spot?
in. From what you gathered, it's spreading from the sky. You saw that cloud layer roll in over the moon and envelop the valley in blackness.
Cora's going to. What order are we standing in?
I
You
don't know.
decide.
I'm
was
asking
thinking-
everybody.
I was thinking it would make sense to have the two people that could see be on either side, like
That's
in
what I was
front and
thinking.
back of the people who can't
Yeah.
see.
Let's say Aaron's in front because he has
Glowy
Kina ready.
horse.
Yeah. Cora's going to take out a rope and pass it forward, and to connect everybody, basically.
So we can all get yanked together.
Well, so we stay together.
Yes.
If
Friends
the rope
that
slips,
stay
then that
together
means something is wrong.
die together.
Gwen passes it up to Erin after Jorta hands it to her, and she's like, "This is probably a good idea and also a very bad idea." Oh god.
The creaking abruptly stops,
Oh god.
like mid-swing, as the blackness envelops the scarecrow.
That's interesting.
I'm
Okay.
gonna- As I'm tying like the rope to myself, I'm gonna cast Death Ward on myself.
Dang, this is frustrating. I can't see. I didn't see the scarecrow, right?
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah, I didn't see
No.
it. Okay.
No.
Dang it.
None of you have lit up a torch either.
I want to say something.
Well, that's-
but I can't.
That's why Gwen was asking, and then everyone was like, "What if we dispel this?" And she's like, "I still can't see."
Light a torch then.
What? I want you to light the torch.
Why do I always have to light it? She says,
I
"Look,
lit
I'm-
a-
Oh, no,
I
I
lit a
already
torch.
got it. It's fine."
I lit a torch in the sewers with all the water.
I'll take out a torch and light it.
Alrighty, you go ahead and light it, and as the flame roars up, you see all of you abruptly along the lane, along the stone walls, rows and rows of jack-o'-lanterns light up and lead a path forward, curving off to the left.
Cute.
Good.
They're so cute.
You have a
They
strange
have scary
perception.
faces.
Most of them seem to be like, just smiley Halloween.
Gwyn is gonna walk. What? How big is this road that we're on?
It's about 20 feet wide.
Gwyn's gonna walk Diggy closer to them.
You are
Um,
to them. Could you?
What?
can we see the
We're
scarecrow now?
tied.
As you light up the torch, now the scarecrow's gone.
Oh.
God.
Well, two of us don't even know there was a scarecrow, so
Well, the two of you heard it.
yeah, but I didn't know what it was.
I'm upset.
I'm just gonna get within 10 feet and poke one of the jack-o'-lanterns with my glaive.
Nice.
All right.
It's got
Go ahead and
range, so
poke one of it. You can see it start to like roll backwards
Aw.
slowly before like resting slightly upwards.
Oh, I actually pushed it off.
no. She just kind of stares at it and she's like, "We had a tradition like this back home." And then she's gonna walk Diggy back over to the rest of the group and she's gonna sit there kind of mumble to herself. About All Hallows Eve.
Does the lit up row of like jack-o'-lanterns, is that going a different way away from the town, or is it going towards the town?
Make a survival check.
Oh, fancy. That's not bad, not bad, not bad.
North.
21?
21 seems to be going vaguely in that direction. It does curve off slightly to the left.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was wondering about. Okay. But it's following the road that we were going to be taking anyways?
yeah.
Well, are we going to stand here all night, or are we going to move forward?
We already in this
Uh,
deep. Let's continue on.
Wait, really quick, is the rope attached? Did you guys tie the ropes to yourselves or our mounts?
I
Or
tied
we
it to
just holding
myself.
I mean, I don't really care about saving my camel. No offense, camel, but I thought we were tying ourselves to ourselves.
Okay, well, I'll do that. I wasn't quite
Uh.
sure what the intention of the rope was.
I was thinking maybe I could send Kimarati forward, follow this path, and then see if she can discover anything.
Sure, why not? Send the animal forward. Be a
Alright, so wait, what are you sending forward?
The
My
horse.
Oh, okay. How far forward?
So I can communicate it with it telepathically when it's in 1 mile of me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's pretty far. So I'll just have her like, I won't have her go like above that, but that's like, I'll have her go like maybe like 5 minutes forward, see if anything happens.
Okay, I apologize. How far can you communicate with the horse?
A
1
mile.
mile.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Alrighty. You have the horse ride out forward, following the line of jack-o'-lanterns before it slowly fades into a haze off in the distance, but you can still communicate with it. Can you, like, see through its senses, or, like...
No. It's just like a telepathic communication. So I'll tell her to come back if anything seems like dangerous or suspicious and I'll know if something happens to the mount because I won't be able to.
Is this just like a normal horse stats, or like what is the
No,
horse?
this is the
No,
spell
it's-
find steed.
Oh, just that.
Like, what
So,
the hell kind of horse
Give
is
me the horse stats. Give me the horse stats.
The horse.
Just give me the numbers, top to bottom.
Let me pull him up real quick.
I mostly, and for this purposes, I'm looking for an intelligence and wisdom.
Okay. Un momento. I must find where I've kept my horse stats.
It's a war horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking for? Intelligence, wisdom?
Intelligence and wisdom, yeah.
It says intelligence is a 2 and wisdom is a 12.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 for me, Oosh, with disadvantage.
Wisdom's 12? That's amazing.
Oh man, you and your disadvantage. I rolled a nat 1.
A nat 1?
Yeah,
Your horse
I rolled a 15
continues.
nat 1.
Your horse continues about a minute. You see it disappear into the haze only after about 25 seconds. But after a minute, your connection with your horse is abruptly ended.
Oh. Well, I will relay that to the group.
Do you think she got unsummoned?
Killed, probably. Or dispelled. Unless she entered an area where there's some kind of barrier. So we know that there's something up ahead.
Good, very good. We know very little still of what is forward.
I say we just move forward. There's no point in just standing here.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Alrighty.
Aaron, will you be resummoning your mount or will you be shouting?
Well, it takes 10 minutes to cast. So if you want to stand here for 10 minutes, sure.
No.
Otherwise...
Not particularly.
I will
Alrighty.
take the lead then.
Alrighty, you go ahead and take the lead. Yeah.
Can I... How many companions do we have? 3 others? Can I cast Bless on everyone? Just really quickly.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about that.
Absolutely.
It only lasts for a minute, but...
Oh.
Are you sure you don't want to hold it, or what do you think?
I mean, I can just cast it again if I need it again. But considering how quickly that thing was lost...
Is that a cantrip or a spell? I don't remember.
It's a first level spell. It's just when a target makes an attack roll or saving throw against... when one of us makes an attack roll or saving throw, we can add a d4 to it.
Okay.
Just in case something. For, in the next minute, but...
Yeah.
Lizard is intelligence low. He's like, oh, spooky.
So let's just keep moving forward.
Alrighty. You guys gather up your things and continue to cautiously move forward, the light of the torch lighting up the lane as you follow the footpath of jack-o'-lanterns that line the wall on either side of you. You can see the expressions change from the normal smiles to anger and hatred until they abruptly turn right at the very end as the jack-o'-lanterns abruptly come to an end to what appears to be howling with laughter as the line of jack-o'-lanterns ends about a minute ahead of you, and you see a sort of shimmering black gate almost just ahead of you. It's barely perceptible.
I feel like as we were walking, Cora was glancing at the jack-o'-lanterns, and she's like, "This is a very strange tradition you have in the North, Gwen."
It's like, it's supposed to be something fun that you do as a group. It's not that weird, she says as she's looking at all of them.
Alright, so we reach a gate, a black gate.
Yeah, you see what it looks to be like the entrance to a ranch almost. There's just 2 wooden columns or 2 wooden beams rising up on either side with a single crossbar. You can see there is a faded sign hanging from it, but there's no text on it. And you can see there's a shimmering sort of barrier that stands inside the gate.
Do we see any horse blood on the ground?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she bleeds.
We didn't really, like... This was
It's a
kind of
D- it's a
unclear.
DM thing, yeah?
That's a 10.
It's a 10. I mean, you see hoof prints, recent, that just sort of walk into the gate.
Oh.
Doesn't seem to be any sign of struggle.
Apparently your horse can open gates now.
Or the gate wanted the horse to enter.
True. Is Aaron walking by himself, or did he hop on someone's animal?
I mean, ideally, he hopped on an animal.
Yeah, I assume he'd probably... I mean, depends, you want him in the back,
I'd
front,
assume in the
middle.
back now because Cora said to take the lead.
So whoever's in the back.
Oh, it's me.
Camel.
He's got a couple of hops, but you can just sit in between them.
Isn't your camel, like, short? Or...
No,
It's
it's
not,
a normal
okay.
The
camel.
normal
Okay. I
camel.
couldn't remember.
What the hell, man?
Alrighty. What are you guys doing?
Well, the gate.
Does the gate seem to be locked? I mean,
I know, it's open. Like,
Oh, it's
there's
open.
just a shimmering, like... It's like a box, you know, you got the floor, the columns, and the cross beam, and it's like a plane of just shimmering black etherealness almost.
I'm looking at my abilities to see if I have anything to like help investigate this.
I have nothing.
What if I poke it with my glaive?
I mean, yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
Wait, what are you poking?
Gwen's like, okay, well, it was a joke, but yeah, sure. She's going to walk forward and kind of like tap the gate with the end of her blade.
Okay. You go ahead and break the plane with the blade. The blade just sinks into blackness. You can't see where it ends.
If I pull it back out, does my blade look changed at all?
As you're sort of examining it, you pull it back, and it doesn't move. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, come on! Give me my weapon back. Oh, that's
Well,
pretty
you're
good.
in 10 feet of me, so you get to add your charisma.
Okay. Okay, well, it would be an 18, so that's going to be a 22.
It's going to be a 22. You feel it lock. You feel something tug, and you guys watch Guinevere like stumble forward before giving a sharp yank backward. Cora like grabs onto the back of Guinevere's leather armor and pulls backwards. You see the glaive emerge, like dripping with this like orange. It looks like pumpkin seed.
What?
And around out of your peripheral vision, you can see, when you look at them, and they're not moving, but out of your peripherals, you can see the jack-o'-lanterns on either side of you snickering.
Sarah's at her blade, and she, like, looks at the pumpkins, and she's like, this place is weird!
So the pumpkins are like definitely like changing expressions.
Yeah. When you look at them, it's like they're not moving or anything, but when you see them out of the corner of your eye, you can see them, like, snickering at you, at Guinevere.
She's gonna flick the pumpkin seeds off of her blade, and then she's gonna walk over to one of the pumpkins. And I mean, I guess we're tied together on the rope, so are people walking with her, or does she just like stop
I'm gonna go
short?
with you too.
I will go with you.
She's gonna walk over to one of the pumpkins and be like, "Okay, funny guys, what's going on here?"
See the grinning face just sort of looking at your shins.
Wait, they're on the ground?
Yeah, they're on the ground. They're not
Oh, I
on the
thought
wall. They're lining
I thought they were on
they're
the-
lining the footpath.
Oh. She's gonna like kick one over.
All right, you
Gently.
kick one over. It sort of rolls slightly before it comes to rest, looking at you. You can see the expression as it rolls over changes to like anger as it stops staring at you.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna lean down and touch one.
All right, feels like a pumpkin. Feels
Bite
very
you.
feels very gordish.
And I'm going to cast. I don't know if this is actually gonna work, but it's a ritual, so it's fine. Interpret bone on it.
Does that do?
You touch a piece of bone from a creature that has been dead for less than a year and are able to see a brief vision of how the creature died.
Well, it's a pumpkin.
Yeah, so basically my intention is trying to figure out, is this a creature or is this just a pumpkin? Like,
When the spell fails, you gather
Yeah.
it's just a pumpkin.
How big are they? Are they like? It's not like a ginormous pumpkin, right? It's like one that is reasonable that I can like pick up.
They're pretty big. I mean, it'd be like hefty to pick up. We're talking like, oh, I don't know, maybe like 2.5 feet in diameter.
What the heck?
Yeah, these are like big
I'll
pumpkins.
just. She was gonna pick it up, but that's huge. She's just gonna roll it back up, right?
They are hollow, so it's definitely doable to pick one up.
Well, no, she's gonna ride it and see if it like looks happy again.
Alright, you go ahead and ride it, and as you roll it, the face sort of disappears into the mud, and as it reaches back to its position, it does seem to be happy again, yes.
Can I like? Do they have lights inside them? Can I take the top off of it?
As you peer, there's no cut in the top.
No.
So you can't take the top of it, but as you peer into the mouth, there does seem to be a sourceless flame.
Can I? How long does detect magic as a ritual take to cast?
10 minutes plus whatever cast. The ritual is 10 minutes on top of whatever the casting
It's 11
time is.
minutes? Oh.
Well, detect magic is just instant cast, right?
Well,
One
yeah.
action.
So it'd be technically 10 minutes and 6 seconds to cast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I walk towards the gate so I'm within like 20 feet of the gate
Mm-hmm.
and then cast detect magic?
You can.
So I should get some of the pumpkins and the gate.
Yeah. The pumpkins you detect are giving off necromancy,
Okay.
and the gate is giving off conjuration.
The pumpkins are yours, Aaron, and the gate is a conjurer.
What?
Pumpkins are mine. He like looks
They
at the
are
pumpkins.
Evil and dead.
They're not dead. I checked that.
They're little necromancer, little evil man necromancer.
Aaron like looks at one of the pumpkins and he's like,
Did you do this? Is this your joke?
he's like, smile. He says to one of the pumpkins.
It grins back at you.
Gwen's just gonna kind of like turn and look at Cora.
Cora's just a little bewildered by the whole situation.
And then she's gonna bend down and pick up the pumpkin and try to roll it into the gate.
Hey, don't take my pumpkins. They're mine. You see that?
You didn't carve them, she says as she's picking up the pumpkin.
But I command them.
I
yeah,
command
well-
the pumpkins.
Can
Tell
I
them to tell us where we're going.
Yeah,
and she's
wait,
like
can I-
rolling it over to the gate.
can I go up to one of the other pumpkins that's closer to the gate because Gwen's walking over towards that way?
Mhm.
And can I whisper to it? How do we get through the gate?
Just did that.
As you go ahead and whisper that, you hear a whisper in your ear. Just walk through it.
This
There's no one over you. It like came right into your as if someone was like over your left shoulder, and there's nobody there.
Jordan
You
like
do see like
swings
a
out his bardiche and is like, ah!
as you level it, you can see a grinning jack-o'-lantern at the end of the blade.
I do not like you.
You roll the pumpkin into the gate.
Uh-huh.
As soon as it passes the plane, it just fades into blackness.
I think we just have to go through the gate.
She's gonna sit there for a second and see if it comes rolling back out.
The forge told me we should go through the gate.
Yeah, well, the forge told you to go the wrong way.
It told me the man was at the dam and then it said, I'm sorry. Or whoops, my bad. I don't know what's going on in this place.
And Quinn's like, well, if your patron sounded anything like what mine did while we've been here, then I think all of them are messed up.
It did sound a little bit alarming in its diction, but
after like standing there for a second, realizing the pumpkin's not coming back, she's like, all right, well, come on, everyone. And she's gonna like tug everybody towards the gate.
Perhaps
Alrighty.
we should wait until morning. to
That's
go in there?
boring.
You
Gwen's
want
gonna
to
walk through
come
the
right
gate.
here?
Alrighty.
Come
Wait,
through the gate.
You watch as Gwyn walks towards the gate, and the rope goes slack
nice.
and sort of slides back. You can see the lasso that was around her waist sort of slide back out of the portal, but Gwyn is gone.
I'm having flashbacks to when we were all in that cave and Felix did the same thing and the rope went slack.
Yeah.
So Aaron's gonna
The
look
archive.
over it. I was just gonna say Aaron's gonna like look over at Cora and he's like, "What if this is the archive?"
Oh god.
I would hope not, but perhaps we should be
No.
silent.
Now that you bring it up, this is a portal, maybe.
Yes, which is precisely why we should have discussed it before walking in the gate.
Well, we should probably go through it.
You
soon
guys
and
are
not
all
leave
over here
her.
talking, and Gwen's like, bye.
Gwyn, you are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Someone bring my animal. She goes through.
Did she not go with Ray?
I don't know. It
Nicholas?
sounds like everybody was on the ground, just walking.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
go
assume
through
you're-
with my camel.
Alrighty. As you guys step through one by one, you find yourself abruptly isolated in total blackness before you feel a rumbling beneath you, the crackling of branches breaking in the wind, fallen leaves rustling, and the crunching of pumpkin as the ground opens up beneath you to reveal an enormous jack-o'-lantern's face, and you hear ho, 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 as the mouth opens beneath you and you fall into flame. And you go unconscious.
The f-
You wake up the next morning to church bells. I need all of you to make a
Is this
Constitution
magical? Wait, question. Is this
Constitution.
magical sleep?
save. Sort of. It doesn't really put you to sleep. Like, you just fall into flame until dawn. Like, you don't have to go to sleep. But it is,
Falling, so I fall asleep.
yeah. You gather that this is, rather than a sleep spell, it's like a demiplane that has
Well-
you just falling until dawn, basically.
I feel like, given Jorta's experiences with like teleporting, he's just screaming
He's
until he
You-
passes out.
he is screaming and like throwing up.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws for me.
Oh, hey, that's pretty good.
And our charisma?
That's up
Or
to
no,
No.
we're split up.
Yeah,
though.
figure not. Yeah.
Okay.
Unnatural 20.
What'd you say?
So
Constitution?
you're fine? Yeah, Constitution.
That's 21.
You're fine?
15.
You're fine?
That's like a 20. Wait. 29.
You're fine. You guys feel, you can stay awake through the whole night of falling into demiplane if you want. But if you would like, you can take a long rest while falling.
I feel like Cora's like, this is the strangest meditation I will ever have. I must do it.
This is the most long rest I've ever had.
The sound of church bells awakes you, and you guys come to scattered about 30 to 40 feet away from each other, just lying in grass.
Are our mounts here?
Yeah, they are. You can see Aaron's mount is sort of just munching on grass. You find yourselves surrounded by fallen leaves of a few, deciduous trees that have, bizarrely enough, shed a few of their leaves in the night, even though it's August. But you find yourselves not where you were, certainly. You see ahead of you, as you wake to church bells, ringing only a few times, about 5 or 6, what appears to be a rather run-down-looking mission. But you guys all gain a long rest.
Is that the only thing that's in this area with us? Is this building?
Make a perception check.
Is there a gate?
No.
15.
15? There does appear to be the ruins of a few other buildings in the vicinity. Not like immediately nearby, but like, a little ways in a few moments walk off in the distance, basically. But everything seems to be run down, uninhabited.
No pumpkins anywhere?
No pumpkins.
No pumpkins. And
Gwen's gonna crawl over to her lizard and kind of like flop on him and be like, "Did you have to fall through a pumpkin too?" She kind of like pats him on the head.
Oh yeah, Jorta throws up a little bit.
Cora gives him like a pat on the back.
He seems offended when like Gwen goes over to the basilisk and was like comforting him, and Jorta's like puking and was like, "You got this stupid lizard over there."
Gwen kind of turns and looks at him and she's like, "Well, this is normal for you. You always throw up whenever you go through
We
a
were falling for all night.
For all night.
Were you awake for all of it? I think I passed out after about an hour."
I don't know what happened, but it was the worst thing ever. When I was conscious. Where are we?
Great question.
I mean, make a survival check.
Check that. 10.
15.
A 15? 10? Oh, you don't know. 15? You go ahead and like climb a tree to sort of like get a vantage point.
Oh, that was fun.
Based on where you were in the valley when you first enter it, you gather you are a fair bit further east than when you started, like a fair ways east. You don't know exactly how far, but certainly more than an hour's ride.
Interesting.
Just for clarity's sake, what direction had we been going originally?
South.
Okay.
But we can like see that we're like in the same like general area.
You recognize the mountains around you. You're still in the valley, but you guess with the 15. You guess you're at least a 2 hours ride east from where you started, from when everything went black.
Oh, okay.
What time of day is it?
Early morning, like 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Did we fall at 1 a.m.?
I mean,
Okay.
Basically, I'm asking if, like, the time that we, like, is it consistent between like when we went through the gate and where we are now?
I mean, you don't know how long you were falling. You were in a demiplane and you were asleep for part of it. It's been over 8 hours.
Could have been a couple
I
days.
think I have keen mind, so I think that I would know.
For parts that you're conscious of, yes. Did you take a long rest last night?
You always know the number of hours left before the next sunrise or sunset.
Okay, yeah. So you were falling for over 8 hours.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, we can make it to the town. I guess.
Oh.
Before it gets dark again. Should we go back to exactly where we were, or should we just try to?
is this not
Hey.
the town?
Wasn't there a building?
There's a
like,
mission.
nearby?
Yeah, there's a
Yes,
mission.
church.
You can see
Yeah.
a church and a few supporting buildings around it.
But this isn't the town we were going to. This is something separate.
You do not recognize this as the town you're going to know.
Is there a sign? Welcome to.
Actually, yes, there is a sign. You do see, as you look around, you see Mission San Gabriel Archangel. How do you say it? Angel. That's it. It's been so long since I've done Spanish. Mission San Gabriel Archangel. And there does appear to be a welcome above it, but you can see it has been hacked to pieces. It looks like there was a word above it that is roughly the length of welcome, and it's just been hacked off of the sign.
Where is the sign?
This is just like a little sign on the post, on the road, basically.
Okay.
Well, we should probably go check that out, I guess. Gwen's gonna head over there since everyone's just
Same.
standing here
I
staring.
also want to go check it out. Yes.
The mission?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You wander on over to the mission, and you can see it is a few relatively small buildings. You can see a sort of Spanish design. Well, you wouldn't know Spanish, I guess. Well, now. An unfamiliar design with a lot of arches and tile roof and, tall square windows. The spooky music, by the way, can dip.
Oh yeah,
now.
I can change it. Yeah.
It can dip now. It's daytime. It's still kind of spooky, but it's not proper spooky anymore. But you see that building. You can see it's supported in the surroundings by a few smaller buildings. Much of it appears to be relatively run down. Is there anything specific you were looking for?
I wanted to go
around.
inside.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Check it out.
Are you going inside the church itself?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You go ahead and step inside of the church, and you can see on the interior, there's a little foyer, single story. You step in through the main double doors, and it's unlit inside. It is light because there's light streaming in through the windows, but it is unlit. You can see off to the left and to the right at the end of this hallway, there does appear to be a staircase going up. The hallway continues to the left and then turns inwards, into the building, and you can see the bottom step going up, but the rest of the stairs are concealed by a wall. And just in front of you, there's another set of double doors.
Does it look like anybody has been here recently?
Make a investigation check.
That's gonna be a nice 3.
It's unclear.
Is there anyone in here?
Not that you can see, no.
Are there any dead bodies
In this immediate vicinity, no.
in the building?
In the building? Well, are you going to go through that second set of double doors?
Yes.
Alrighty.
We're going.
You guys go ahead and step through the second set of double doors. You can see, as you step through, a single aisle lined on either side by pews. You can see off in the back of the chamber what looks like would have been a Catholic cross, but it seems to just be in disrepair. It seems to have fallen down onto the ground. You can see stained glass windows about 15 feet up, lining either wall. A visible rafters running crossways on the ceiling. And it does appear that one of the stained glass windows on the left-hand side is broken. You can see bits of glass sort of strewn across the aisle.
Does it look like this place was raided? Or that it's just been weathered over time?
It looks like it's just been weathered. It looks like it's just been in disrepair. Again, only the one window is broken. There doesn't seem to be any sign of struggles. The pews are all in alignment, although it does seem like they are kind of weathered. The Catholic cross in the back seems to have just been, tipped over. It's not like shattered on the ground and exploded in a million pieces or anything. It's just like fallen over. All of the windows are intact. It's just the one, like the third one down on the left side, is broken. And the glass is not beneath the windowsill. It is like scattered like across the aisle, which is a good 15 feet away from the wall.
Gwen will kind of point to it and ask Aaron, does that look like something was thrown through it if the glass isn't underneath? Yes.
I mean,
You gather, yeah. It does look like it, rather. I mean, judging by how far the glass is spread, it does look like something was forcefully thrown or, projected from the outside and violently entered the building.
Are there any objects in here that look like it could have been thrown through?
Make an investigation check.
Pass this check off to someone else because I've been rolling bad.
20.
20? Looking around, you do see on the opposite wall a single, about half an inch wide hole in the wall, along with what appears to be a bit of, now brown spatter on the floor. This, what you would now recognize, given your experiences in the dam, you recognize this as a bullet hole. A single bullet hole in the wall.
And the brown stuff?
You recognize it as dried blood. Long dried blood.
I could do something. I don't know if it's quite worth the spell slot right now, though. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Can I look through the hole?
I mean, you can peer inside of it. You do see there does appear to be a bullet lodged in there.
Oh, the bullet's in there.
Yeah. A few inches into the wall.
Can I, take the bullet out?
Do you have the tools to do so?
I have fingers.
Your fingers are not going to reach in there. You're going to need either specific tools or you're going to need to, hammer the wall out. Knock the wall out.
Tools.
You have tools?
I have smith tools.
This would be closer to, woodworking tools. Woodcarver's tools.
Oh, I have those.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity check with them.
What do you mean? I carved
I
all
know
those
you
stupid
carved
little
one.
things.
Yeah, I remember.
Don't.
We got all the tools around here.
And Gwen's like, oh, I haven't. Oh, yeah, okay. And she'll pull out something like, I don't know, like an awl or something long
Yeah.
and try and get it out of the wall.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity check at your proficiency.
Mm-mm. Dexterity, you said? Yeah, it's gonna be a 20.
Yeah. You go ahead and slowly sort of like get a catch on it and slowly begin to draw it out very, very carefully as to not, break it apart if it's been shattered. And as you pull it out, you can see a metal slug, pretty sizable, deformed, and spattered with dried blood. You can see it's like coated with it.
She'll just drop it into Aaron's hand or something. So
Wait,
he can
so
look
you
at
said
it.
the bullet's coated in blood?
Yep, the bullet is coated in blood.
But it's like old blood.
Yeah, it's like really old. Like this does not look recent at all. It doesn't even look like it happened this year. Like
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So the blood is like probably really fragile then.
yeah, it
Just
is.
like dusts off.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yikes.
I will. I want to like compare it to like the bullets that like we have. Like Cora has some bullets, Gwyn has some bullets, and plus like the bullets that I've seen. I like trying to see if like is this like a bullet that was like, is it similar in like design?
Do you have proficiency with Smith's tools?
No.
With what tools?
Smith's
Smith's
tools.
tools.
I will give it to Jorta.
But I don't have intelligence. What your... What
Wait,
do
can
you
I,
want,
like, help?
little man?
I'm trying to see if this bullet is like from
Are
like
we-
the past. Like, are we like Or
Are
is
we
this, like,
doing
a-
forensics?
Make a forensics check.
I'm trying to see if like this bullet is like something that was manufactured in like this day and age, or is it like an older like design? Like, that's
How
kind
would
of what
we
I'm-
know that? We're not from here.
That's why I said like comparing it to like the bullets that we've seen from like the soldiers that shot at us, plus like the bullets that like Cora and Gwyn have.
How do
Go
I
ahead.
roll, DM?
Roll an intelligence check and add your proficiency. And because you have Smith's tools, right?
Yeah.
I forgot to do this for you, Gwen, but you passed anyway. This should be with advantage.
Advantage. So intelligence
Yeah.
check.
Sorry, Gwen. I should have given you advantage as well. I forgot. We
Well-
didn't use tool
Oh,
checks much.
Hey, well, I
but,
rolled again and it was an at 20, so it would have been
Yeah.
like
you passed either way, so
So is it intelligence with proficiency
with advantage.
advantage? Okay.
Yep.
Got this, Jorta.
I only am getting a +4, so this is scary. 17.
17. You can see, based on what it appears, it does not match the design of the bullets that Cora has or the bullets that the soldiers were shooting at you. It is a little bit heavier. It is not the right caliber for Cora's rifle. Do you want to cast Identify?
You're like, fuck this, I'm just gonna pass on it.
Can I do a ritual though? Because I don't want to
Yeah.
keep.
So what does Identify do exactly?
Let me read it off for you. Right after I bring it up.
Mhm.
Internet's being slow.
Go to the
I
bathroom really
choose
quick.
an
Right back.
object. If it is magic or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, blah blah blah, and how many charges. You learn if there's any spells affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay. You do learn that this bullet is magical, or at least it was. It has
Whoa.
traces of magic. You can see once upon a time there are traces of etherealness to it. So it was a multiplanar bullet. It traveled through the physical plane, the material plane, and the ethereal plane in conjunction.
Scary.
And you do gather that this was... it doesn't tell you history of anything, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you do gather that this bullet was imbued by the rifle that fired it.
We should have this when fighting the huntsman. It can chase ethereal things.
So the bullet was meant to target something specific, and it was guaranteed to find its target, or?
No, it just seems like it was multiplanar.
Okay.
It could touch things, not here.
I probably won't be able to tell because the blood is so old. But like, does it seem like it's like a creature like from the prime material plane, or like, is it like a?
I mean, it just
special
seems like
creature? It's just like
seems
regular blood.
like blood. It just seems like blood.
Regular blood.
Regular blood. Regular blood.
What did I miss?
Regular blood memes.
Okay.
And the bullet is semi-ethereal, and it was imbued with that semi-etherealness by the rifle that fired it.
Okay.
Was there the place where it was lodged? Was there like another room on the other side, or?
No, it's just an exterior wall that it was lodged into. I mean, you can see when you are standing where the bullet was lodged, you can see it was at like chest level in the wall. And looking through the window that's broken, you can see across the courtyard there is another building, and it looks like this shot was fired from that opposite roof.
I want to go onto the roof.
Before we leave this building, there was an upstairs, right?
There is, yeah.
Oh.
Gwen's gonna go upstairs first.
Oh.
And
I was
there
gonna
weren't any
ask.
traces of like what was shot, right? There weren't any traces of like what was shot, what creature.
Just seems to be a bit of dried blood. There's no body. You do see some of it is there's the blood spatters like up against the wall and on the floor, but you can see there's a little bit of it spattered like towards the aisle as well. So it seems like whatever was shot did move at some point, but you don't know where. Towards the aisle.
There. You said there was a cross that like had fallen over in the room.
Yeah,
Would we recognize that as like a religious symbol?
you would, yeah, of this world.
Okay. Cora will go over and straighten the cross. She just kind of looks at it.
Okay. Go ahead and examine it. It is a, religious idol. You can see that there is a figure of a man crucified on it.
She's just sort of looking at it. She's not saying anything.
Okay.
What is upstairs?
Yeah, you go ahead and wander on up the stairs. You can see on this upper floor, it just appears to be like a little, I don't want to say storage room, but like, you do see that there's, it's like a little attic, basically. You can see that there are a few bookshelves with what you see are a few, like, spare holy books, Bibles, you would see. You can see there are a few, like, music stands and some, like, choir hymns up here. You see that one of the steel windows is open, and it's propped open with, like, a metal bar, but everything else up here is closed.
She's gonna go over to the window.
Alrighty. Go ahead and go over to the window, and as you peer out, you can see it looks down the main road that approaches the mission, and you can see that sign that was like hacked to the welcome part that was hacked to pieces on the road. You can see it's eyeing that sign and the road in front of the mission.
Okay. She'll kind of like pop her head back in, look around. There's nothing else interesting up here.
Make an investigation check.
I'm not good at these. They're getting worse. I rolled a nat 1, so that's a 2.
Nothing else really, no. It's an attic.
Okay, well, I'm going back downstairs.
Alrighty, you guys reconvene downstairs.
And she'll say, oh, there's like some choir stuff, books. There is a...
Books?
Yeah.
What kind of books?
I don't know if, like, Gwen was not religious before, so I don't know if she would be like, yeah, this is the Bible, because I don't know, like, what kind of that stuff Ian has in our world, so she'll just say it was religious text or something. There is a window propped open, facing the sign and the road out of town. Kind of weird. Only interesting thing up there, though.
Was it just the one book?
No, there's a bunch of them up there. The same book, though.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
She just kind of sighs.
You go upstairs and you see the same things.
I want one of the books.
Alright, you go ahead and grab one.
What does it like contain? Just giving it like a quick skim.
It's a Bible.
Okay.
It contains what the Bible contains.
It's a religious book.
It's a religious book, yes.
What about like the papers or the music? Same. Is it like?
It's just choir hymns, really. It's
Yeah.
just seems to be, hymns for the church choir. And like, spare parts. Like, not spare parts as in like machinery spare parts, but spare parts as in like, musical parts,
Mm-hmm.
And a few stands. There's a few chairs up here. You do see that there are a few sets of robes.
Are there any bodies or blood? I guess.
No bodies, no blood.
No bodies, no blood. Is it like there a window that like faces out towards the building that was across the street that we were?
There's not a window facing that, no.
All right, I'll go back down.
Alrighty.
Got a book.
She's just like, yep, that's the book that was up there. And then starts to leave. Maybe. Are we going to the building across?
Yeah, why not? Let's go check it out.
Oh, fuck. No, my sneeze got canceled.
Oh, no.
What
was
for?
I'm crying. You guys go ahead and make your way across the courtyard. In the courtyard, you can see there's, of course, the actual chapel that you guys were just in. You do see, as you're moving through like a low, on. What are those? I asked this to Desperado too. I distinctly remember asking this question, Desperado. What are those things called? The ones where it's like a covered walkway, but it's not like a building. It's just like a covered walkway,
A trellis?
Maybe, sure.
It has like
Like
plants
a-
growing on it?
Like with something like a bob?
I think I know what you're talking about.
An
I don't know what you're
awning? I don't understand what you're asking for.
It's like
Colonnade?
a pollinade.
Colonnade.
Colonnade. The fuck?
Oh, it's like row of columns with like a roof.
Sort of. It's like that, but significantly smaller, like what you would find in like a garden.
Pergola?
A what?
A pergola?
What's that?
What is a pergola? I mean, yeah, kinda. It's like that. It's just that, but like a
That's
solid
garden
roof.
one.
Yeah, it's like that, just with a solid roof, and it like follows like a sidewalk or like a walkway between buildings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll just say pergola for now. Thank you for all of your input. I don't think any of it was precisely what I was looking for, but it was all very, very close.
A walkway with a
Covered walkway.
A covered. There's a word for it though, and I'm like, I have to know.
Well, we didn't learn it, so.
Did we get any better words in the Desperado?
I don't think they figured it out either.
An arcade?
What is
An arcade with games.
Covered
Got games in your
walkway outside.
Also very, very close, but not quite what I'm looking for.
Oh, damn it.
It's like
A portico?
what is a portico?
A colonnaded porch.
Might be what it is.
Portico.
A stoa.
Also very close, but not what I'm looking for.
A
Covered
stoa?
walkway.
A what?
A stoa? STOA? Cloister?
No, that's
Covered
not it.
walkway in religious institution.
I can show you. I can show you actually a picture of what I'm talking about.
A Chris.
No,
KRIS.
dude, I am the worst, and I think we should probably move on so we can actually continue play the game. However, I'm crying a little bit. I'm a little bit in tears here.
Pasarela? That's Spanish architecture?
And we have officially
An
derailed.
esplanade? Wait, is it an esplanade? Is that what it is, Cade?
How do you spell that?
ESPLANADE.
What the fuck is that?
Wait, is this the picture?
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell?
This is just a covered walkway.
There's a word for it, though.
Pasarela. A Spanish walkway.
Promenade. What else do we got here?
We are learning every other word for a walkway.
Well, okay, I've officially derailed the campaign. Anyway,
Promenade.
underneath this covered, it's not a promenade.
Paris style.
It is also, promenade is very close. However, once again, that ain't it,
Did
Chief.
someone say Logia? Logia? That's in here. Veranda.
Yeah, I was like, Logia is the other one. Dude,
What the
I
heck
need
is a
to know.
What is a quadrangle? I don't want to be on word hippo.
Okay. All right, everyone, forget I said anything. We now have
Lugia.
cursed session officially starts at 2300 hours.
Guardian of the Sea.
All right, anyway, covered walkway being besides the point. You go under a covered walkway that has a word.
That you sent a picture of?
It's
Yes.
not that is what?
That's the exact picture.
That
What
is
it
not
looks
the
like?
exact picture, no.
That's not what it looks like.
But it is what it looks like, but that is not
Does it have
the
the red?
one. No.
Oh. Then it's not what it looks like.
Listen, man. I'm many things, and a good DM is not one of them, okay? Yeah!
That's what I was thinking.
I don't even know that place, but I'm willing to bet you're right.
Wait, Kate, is it like the one over the two entrances at Tualatin? Those covered walkways?
No.
No.
Maybe?
It goes the big like pillars.
Yeah, but but that's like just a glorified patio, right? It like actually extends between buildings. Like
I
genuinely.
see. Like the one that took you over to the theater building?
Yeah.
That did connect it.
Yeah. Sort of like that, but it's not. But there's like garden on both sides. Okay, it's not up against the wall of a building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen.
Can we move on?
We don't need to talk about this. I've cursed the session, and I apologize sincerely.
You guys are terrible. We have to figure this out.
I don't care anymore. I'm over it.
I am also over it. Anyway, you go under this covered walkway that has a name. Where the fuck are you going?
To the building across from the church.
Okay, you go to the building across the church. The chapel. The building across the chapel. And you find what appears to be the remains of like a small school. Like a center of learning for what appears to be relatively young children. You can see a few small desks that none of you really fit at, along with a chalkboard, a bit of teaching materials, and various school supplies. So you gather that this building is.
Is it a breezeway?
What?
Breezeway? Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
That's it!
Yeah!
Uh,
Texted my friend who graduated out of architecture.
We had those in South too.
We
had
called.
Yeah.
we had to consult professionals.
We fucking phoned an architect for this shit.
That was like such a simple word too.
I know.
It's like, oh yeah, breezeway, duh.
Oh my god, it's a
We literally We literally had one between like the band room and
Yeah,
the
we did.
cafeteria itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep, exactly like that.
we've done it.
It's a breezeway.
We've
Thank you,
done it,
Shayna,
boys.
for
Thank you,
fucking
Shayna.
phoning.
Sarah,
It's phone a friend, but it's phone an architect.
the
Who?
person who drove past our house that one time.
Wow.
Phone an
How did
architect.
you
A
even describe
breezeway?
it?
I said, would you happen to know the architectural term for a covered walkway? One that extends between two buildings. And I was like, it's not a stoa, arcade, portico, cloister, or pergola. And she was like, breezeway? And I was like, oh my gosh.
We know.
It's so
we,
obvious now that you say it.
Yeah.
we know how to describe it, and we know what it isn't. Okay, cursed. Anyway, fuck my DMing, man, honestly. Yeah, it's a school. It's a preschool.
Are there any bodies?
In the school?
Yeah.
No. You did see, along the breezeway, you did see further back, though, towards the back of the chapel, there did appear to be a small cemetery.
Oh, a cemetery?
Is there any writing on like a chalkboard or anything?
It's long faded.
Oh. Is
We
there some
haven't seen
chalk?
any people,
There's a bit of chalk, yeah.
right?
You haven't seen any what?
People.
Since you got here, no.
Things. Signs of life. Nothing.
In here, no.
In
I mean, obviously,
like,
there's signs of life as in, like, the building exists,
Yeah.
but not recent signs of life. Not in this building, anyway.
Gwen's
It did
gonna-
appear that the farms that you were, passing by were maintained. And you would have seen, as you were entering the valley, farmers working in the fields.
Gwen's gonna doodle a smiley face on the bottom of the chalkboard and then keep looking around.
Okay, you do so.
I'm gonna go up to the upper level where that was like across from the chapel, where it looks like the bullet came from.
Well, it was up on the roof that it came from.
Oh, it's the roof.
I'm going to the roof.
I will
Alrighty.
go to the roof as well.
You go ahead and climb up onto the roof, and as you clamber across the tiles, you find yourself looking through a stained glass window broken into the chapel, and you can see where the bullet would have traveled to strike that far wall. Interestingly enough, the other stained glass windows you can't really see through. They're stained glass windows, so whoever took the shot, you assume had to have done it blind.
This was done by a professional.
The professional with the
The name's Bond. James Bond.
I'm a forensic detective today.
With architect friends.
Can you see anything else up there on the roof?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is there anything?
I mean, a few auxiliary buildings. You gather what looks to be like a small, set of sleeping quarters. A pantry / mess hall / kitchen thing that exists there, along with what appears to be the caretaker's place for the cemetery.
From this spot on the roof, does it look like anywhere else was shot?
Make a perception check.
What do I see? Fucking nothing. 9?
9? I mean, hard to tell, really. It doesn't appear to be that case, no.
None of the other windows are broken or anything.
Make a perception check.
Oh.
Your turn to look. You'll do better.
Alright.
You have a higher wisdom score?
11?
Yeah, but I didn't put... No, I didn't put into my perception.
Oh.
No, it's a 16.
A 16? Looking carefully around, with Aaron's help, you guys are able to determine, both of you, that this was a single shot.
Shot heard went round
Okay.
the world.
Wow.
Wow.
Is there anything on the ground at all?
Like below the tile roof?
Okay, hang on. I'm confused. Where we're standing.
You're not standing. You would, in order to line yourselves up with exactly where the shot is, you would have to be lying down on the roof, peering over the. You're on the back side of the roof, right where the crest is, peering over it down into the chapel through the window.
So you're asking if there's anything else on the roof?
Yes, I see the. Was it a chapel window that was broken?
Yes, it's the chapel window that's broken. You're on the roof of the school.
On the roof of the school.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're on the back side of the roof, right? So if you were to slide down it, you would
Yes.
lose sight of the chapel completely.
Yes, my brain is now registering everything that's happening.
Expanded.
It's big brained now. Yeah, is there any evidence, I guess? Because from the little that Jorta has seen of these weapons, they seem to take time to reload, kind of thing. They look big and bulky. He's noted. Maybe is there anything? He
Make an
doesn't know
investigation
anything.
check.
He doesn't know anything about these things.
Make an investigation check.
It's
Can
not
I
bad.
also look, or?
Oh,
Yeah, go for it.
I have
Both
a
of you
plus
can roll independently, or you
0.
can give one person advantage.
18.
18.
Wow, you rolled really
I rolled
good.
an 18.
You rolled really bad. I got
You have-
15.
15? You guys don't find any sign of anything up on the roof, although as you guys are sort of peering around off of the edge, you do catch sight, sort of mostly rusted, but the little exposed piece of it glinting off of the morning sun, a single shell casing that seems to have slid down the roof and fallen to the ground below.
Oh, get it.
George is gonna run to get it, but
All right,
I don't want to. How far is the drop from the roof?
You get down from the roof safely unless you
Okay.
want to jump.
No, I would like to get down safe.
If I let you get up the roof without making a check, I'm not about to make you make a check to get down.
I want to pick up.
Yeah,
The
you find
shiny-
you find a shell casing. That's all you find down here. It very much appears to have been a single targeted shot.
Does it match?
It very much. You guys are beginning to piece together. This was likely an assassination.
Yeah.
This is
We're fucking detectives, Shorto. We got this.
George is like super excited. Like his wheels whipping around and his eyes are big and he's like staring at you.
If we can
His
find a
spines are
body,
straight
we
up.
got this.
We will find the murderer. The ghost hunter. I could start the side hustle.
This will help you collect your dead bodies.
Solving this faster than we solved Layla Carrick's game.
I'm assuming there's no like footsteps or like traces of movement or anything like.
Any
a long
footsteps
time ago.
that have been here have long since faded. This appears to be years ago. The bullet casing is like rusted.
Mhm.
There's like a little piece of it that wasn't rusted that was glinting off the sunlight that Jorda happened to catch, or Guahan happened to catch.
Yes, I'm going.
But you're outside. There's no sign of footsteps or anything.
Do any of these buildings in the town look like more significant than the others, or is it all just kind of like little dinky?
It seems to be as you look around, it seems to just be a very small settlement built around this mission. This mission seems to have been the central uniting thing of this community, which has since faded.
I say we go to the cemetery.
Is there a cemetery?
There was a cemetery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, behind.
Did you guys want to do anything else at the school?
No, Gwen kind of looks bored. She's just, like following you guys around. At this
Yeah, I
point.
feel like Cora's watching like Guahan and Aaron like they're just like little kids wanting to like play a game. She's like,
They're,
I
like,
guess.
Trying to solve a mystery.
Um,
Gwen's like, I'm ready to leave, but I
Lizards.
guess I want to do this. So
You are not cut out to be the detective, I see.
We don't need them to solve this.
oh no, you guys can do it all yourself. I'll just watch. She says that she follows you.
You guys make your way to the cemetery.
Oh yeah, did the pumpkin that Gwen kicked through?
Oh,
is that
yeah.
here?
Yeah, actually. There was a little jack-o'-lantern that was propped up against a tree.
Dude, I'm carrying that around.
The thing
That's
is
mine.
huge, but okay.
You said
its
it
face
was
changed?
heavy though.
It's not heavy, it's just big. No, it just seems to be, laughing.
Nah, I guess
smile.
I'd leave it, but like, if I'd known, I would have been carrying it around.
I mean, if you want to be, strap it to your mount, sure, go for
Oh wait, yeah. Digmus just has a pumpkin on his back.
it. Alrighty.
As we go back outside, can I look? Does the pumpkin has its face been changing?
No, it just seems to be a smiling face. It does seem to be laughing. It's semi-closed eyes, broad grin,
Mhm.
kind of toothy. It's got a few little teeth.
Is the flame still going?
Nope.
Go look at the cemetery.
You guys go look at the cemetery. You can see it's relatively small. A lot of headstones are very small, many of them faded, densely packed together. Although closest to the chapel, you do see a few more notable ones, including one that appears to be newest of all. The newest one you can see written on the is this what an epitaph is? Am I thinking of that correctly? What is that? Let me double check. Yeah. On the epitaph, you do see that this is the grave of Rector Salvador del Valle.
That's the most recent one?
Yeah, it's the most recent one. And you can see the dates lived from 1765 to 1850.
And what year is it?
It's 1875.
25 years ago.
Yeah, it was 25 years ago.
Alright. Well.
What was the name?
Rector Salvador del Valle.
Era's gonna like look the group. I was just kind of like standing there awkwardly.
Who are we supposed to find?
I don't know. Something. There's trouble out here and you gotta solve it.
I thought the Grove said a name.
No.
Oh.
The Grove said that the Forge, on their night of drinking in the saloon, got together. And
Forge drinks nothing.
Well, he was at the saloon one way or another and said that Hatfield isn't here, but something important is, and I guess we gotta take care of it. Solve the problem of the valley. Solve my valley puzzle.
Anyone got a shovel?
You have hat, don't you?
There is in the caretaker's hall. You can see propped up against the wall is like a badly rusted shovel. But if you were to go like rummage around in there, you could find a few spare shovels.
Yes.
I say we dig up some corpses
What? Why would we disturb dead bodies?
to talk to them.
Why do we need to speak with them?
Because something went down here, like commotions at the bullet.
This seems like something that happened many years ago that doesn't concern us.
Well, we seem to be in a completely empty town on another plane, possibly. And we know that something needs to be taken care of from the Grove.
But this is not the town we were supposed to go to.
Yeah, this
How do
is
we know
not
that?
Pueblo de Los Angeles because you saw it in the distance. This is somewhere else.
Because there is a sign that says some words.
It does.
And
It
it
says
is
that this is the mission San Gabriel del San Gabriel. Fucking hell, man! I fuck this up every time. Mission San Gabriel Archangel.
But there's clearly some sort of mystery going on here, and that could lead us to...
Yes.
It could be connected to what the Grove wants us to take care of.
However, instead of demeaning these poor little bodies and speaking to them, we could talk to live people in the other town. It is not far. Maybe they know.
But we know that the assassination was a long time ago.
Yes.
So who better to know than the people that were alive during that?
Yes, but considering we fell through a darkness forever into a giant pumpkin on fire, I don't know if I want to talk to these people. Do you forget what happened?
What? So,
Juan is like in a crisis.
My life.
so we just leave this place?
It is only 3 hours, an hour, 2 hours away from where we need to go. We can come back if you must speak to the dead.
Or 8 hours via pumpkin falling.
swear I am never going back.
I ain't ever going to see pumpkins again, let me tell you.
You turn and there's a pumpkin strapped to the lizard's back.
The lizard's gonna turn and be like, "What the?"
Conveniently,
Cute,
it's
I'm gonna
like
bring it with me, she says.
laughing towards like Lahan, like conveniently looking.
I'm sorry. Last night when it was dark and scary, you were not fond of them, but now it's cute.
Oh, she just like looks at him. I don't know what you're talking about.
Has time seemed to pass since we got here?
Yeah, by this point, it's been like a few hours. You guys say it's like noon by now.
I say we ride to the town. The right town.
I agree. I don't want to dig up dead bodies here.
Then why did we come here in the first place?
Because
we did not choose to come here.
into a pumpkin.
Cora like puts a hand on Cora's shoulder. She's like, I understand your frustration. Please take a breath.
You guys don't have to throw up every time. You don't understand.
No, but I know what it is like to be angry.
This is more than ink. He's gonna like walk away. He's like, I need the moment to leave.
Gwen's gonna face the pumpkin towards him so that when he turns around, it's looking at him.
It's laughing. Alright, so you guys are riding towards the town then?
I'm gonna make
Yes.
a mental note of all of the names of these dead people.
Most of them are faded.
Perfect.
But you make a mental note. Salvador Del Valle is the one that like stands out. Rector Salvador Del Valle.
That was the one that died 25 years ago?
That's right.
Okay.
Alrighty. You guys go ahead and ride out and find yourself back on the road. Not entirely sure where. You know you're further east, so you start riding west. Eventually you crest a hill. You find that where you ended last night, about an hour ride north of Pueblo de Los Angeles, you now find yourselves a 2-hour ride east of Pueblo de Los Angeles. And a little, confused as to how you got here, really, other than pumpkin. You guys make your way towards the town. You do pass various farms along the way. Most of them are towards Pueblo de Los Angeles. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot surrounding the mission anymore, at least anything serviceable. But you do see farmers out in the fields tending to them. They will glance up at you and look at you, but nobody greets you at all. Nobody even acknowledges that you're even there.
These farmers from the mission?
The closest one is like 3 miles away.
Can we talk to him?
Sure. You go ahead and turn and start riding through the wheat rows towards this farmer. Sort of stands there with his scythe and eyeing you suspiciously as you approach. He stops and is just, looking at you, standoffish.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
We were just riding through and we noticed that the mission is quite empty.
That it is.
Do you know why?
Well, I can't say why. There's a ghost that haunts there. Nobody goes there. Dangerous place, especially at night.
A ghost?
That's right.
He looks back at the group.
Do strange things happen at night around here?
Every night. Been that way for 25 years.
He's like, he's giving them a look.
What can you tell us about the area?
Well, what I can tell you is that it's not safe to be outside at night. The mission is haunted, and, well, that seems to be where the source of everything comes from, but again, no one really goes out there. Not much to see during the day. When I was younger, paid my visits there during the day to get up to mischief, of course, but there ain't nothing to see there.
Who is the mission haunted by?
Single ghost. Goes by the name of Jose. Pretty hostile fella.
And how did he die?
I couldn't tell you.
Have you ever been out at night around here?
On occasion, I found myself out at night on accident.
Did anything strange happen?
Well, of course, every night. The best bet if something strange happens is to either stay put or turn around and go back the way you came. A lot of the creatures that come out at night tend to lure people forward, which is not always fatal, but it's rarely pleasant.
Core glances at the lizard.
What sorts of things usually happen to the people that get lured?
Well, it sort of depends. You can wind up in places they've never been before. They can wind up badly wounded from some sort of creature assailing them in the night. They can wake up with no memory of what happened. They can wake up with their belongings missing. They can wake up with their belongings missing or new belongings in their possession. All manner of things happens out here. It's difficult to name any pattern. There seems to be a little rhyme or reason.
But everything is tied to the ghost town?
The mission? That's where it seems to come from, yeah. There are a few ghosts that haunt the town of Pueblo de Los Angeles, but they all seem to be friars.
Is there anyone that has been to the town at night and has survived?
Well, plenty of people survive. Again, rarely is it fatal, but often it's unpleasant.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
Well, thank you for your time.
Close, and don't forget, you're not welcome here. Bear that in mind.
Right.
Afternoon. Goes back to tending to his fields.
See, I told you guys.
We didn't say it didn't have anything to do with it. We said we found some people trying to dig up a body. That's different.
It's quite possible that there is no body in that grave.
Maybe the ghost is attached to the bullet.
Do we have the bullet with us still?
We do.
Yeah.
Gohan's gonna. Who's holding it? Is it?
I assume you. You had it last.
I was like, is it me that's holding it? Okay, I didn't know if someone took it back.
I mean, it's up to you guys. You had it last, so I assume it's you, unless otherwise noted.
You're good, you got it.
I have it.
Gohan's gonna
Congratulations, you have a bullet.
I have the bullet at the casing. Will the ghost follow it? Do you think?
I don't know much about ghosts.
I'm assuming that Jose, is that what his name was?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that Jose was killed by this bullet.
Yes, that is typically how assassinations are done, Eden.
I'm trying to say that I don't think he's going to be following the bullet that killed him.
That's reassuring.
Well, let's continue on to the town and see what else you can figure out.
Alrighty, you guys continue to ride forward into the town, and as you make your way into the town, it's relatively small. You can see the sign, Pueblo de los Angeles. Again, the welcome to seems to have once been there, but has been hacked away and demolished. It just says like a jagged top of the sign, Pueblo de los Angeles, with a couple of tops of the letters that seem to have been hacked off by axes on accident. As you make your way into the town, people going about their lives as normally, although they do sort of eye you suspiciously, but noticeably, every single door in the town is firmly closed. Even the saloon as you pass it, rather than like swinging double doors that you guys saw in Denver, are two solid doors that are firmly shut. Every time anyone enters or leaves the building, the door opens and is immediately closed behind them.
Do you think these people feel safe?
No.
It's a bit obvious not.
As you guys continue to ride by, off on the right-hand side, you can see Pueblo de Los Angeles Hotel, the sign, hanging from a 2-story building. And it is completely boarded up. The front door, every single window, boarded tight.
Excuse me, would like to stay?
Say it again.
You cut out a little bit.
Oh, I was just being stupid. The lizard was just saying, excuse me, we would like to stay here. It's an establishment. It's not very welcoming. No, just trying to open the door.
Hey, what if we took a brief 30-second pause while I went and grabbed some juice?
I'll
would
go
also
with some water.
BRB.
BRB.
Bye,
as well.
everybody. We can dig up a body later.
I keep getting...
You keep getting body blocked.
I do! First there was the dead body when I was asleep, and now there's all these dead bodies. God damn it!
I don't know, I haven't muted. We're not in the tavern. I feel like the lizard is super stupid in this campaign. He's already not intelligent in the other one, but he's extraordinarily dumb in this one.
Just gotta...
It's for the memes.
Yeah.
For the memes.
I mean, this whole campaign's a meme, so...
Yeah. He doesn't even have his wisdom, though. Yes. Sorry. I'm so tired.
For some reason, I slept not nearly as much as I normally do on the weekends. I don't know what happened, but I woke up and I was like, what the hell?
Why am I here?
Because I think I slept like just under 8 hours or something. It's not a full night's rest, right?
Yeah.
But normally I sleep 9 or 10 hours on weekends. So I was like, excuse me?
Okay, we're back.
And I went to bed late too.
Welcome back. Oh.
We're back.
And I didn't nap.
What?
Are you dead tired or something?
No, I was just saying it was weird because I didn't sleep as much as I normally do on weekends. very strange.
Very, very strange. Is everyone still missing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys been keeping up with the Worlds
No.
Nope.
games? No? Oh my gosh. You guys have to watch at least like the highlights from T1's games because they just destroyed
Oh yeah.
their opponents. Yeah, they just crushed them in 3 games.
Wow.
But then this morning, Royal never gave up. Gave up.
They gave up.
Yeah, it was like each team had won 2 games and then they lost the 3rd one. They like choked so bad. It was such a terrible game to watch. I was so upset.
How's Spooky Town?
It's
I
good.
wanted to dig up a body. I am so
That you
upset.
still can. You still can. It's that place isn't going anywhere.
As Shayna said, I keep getting body blocked.
If you want to dig up the bodies at like crucial moments for the party, and it's always a time when we're like, no. And then later we're like, oh, it could have helped. And you're just like, yeah! It could have!
Very spooky Halloween land.
I really loved the jack-o'-lanterns and the falling. That was pretty cool. The lizard hated every second of it, but I thought it was great.
Yeah, I really like the jack-o'-lanterns.
Lamau. Literally just based on Halloween, but thanks.
Well, I mean,
Well, I mean,
it is
yeah.
Halloween.
It is also October 23rd, so
yeah,
you know.
like, come on. It's perfect. I have to leave this gif. I don't like it.
The clown.
Yeah, it's creeping me out.
Fiddlesticks.
Maybe I'll watch the Fiddlesticks video.
Oh hey, Nicole's here.
I just came back.
Back again and about time too. And this time she has a coconut gun.
Time to watch. Guys, this is what happened to us last night.
Fiddlesticks. Wait, stream it, Shane, so we can all watch it. We're waiting for Aaron.
I bet.
So we can simultaneously watch it.
You guys will see it?
Yep.
It's still loading for me. Yeah, I see it now. Let me mute the bot for a second here. Go ahead.
Hold on, restart it one more time.
No!
Wait, I missed it. Back it up. Very good.
What's very good?
Honestly, one of the best reworks of all time, and
Actually.
like, such a good champion.
We were watching the Fiddlesticks.
Oh.
It's such a good trailer.
It is.
Like, I understand what Fiddlesticks is about. Like, immediately. Like,
Mhm. They even include his passive in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kate, I gotta show you a top lane play I did later.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, welcome back everyone to Pueblo de Los Angeles. All the doors are closed, the hotel's boarded up. What would you like to do?
Is there anyone outside?
Yeah, quite a few people outside going about their business.
Can we hail one of them down that looks like they will talk to strangers?
Yeah, I mean, they're not like, I hate these people. They're all like, outsiders, or you gather outsiders are kind of like not exactly common here.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, you hail someone down.
Excuse me, where can we, if we were traveling through and wanted to stay in your lovely little home, where could we stay?
Well, your best bet would be to just move on, find the next town.
Yes, if we wanted to stay in this town, where would we stay?
You wouldn't.
Ah, that's interesting. Why?
You're not welcome here.
Oh, we are not welcome. That's a little jarring.
Why is
Ah,
that?
Yes, not to be rude, but why?
It's just the way it is around these parts. Don't take it personally.
I am trying not to.
We noticed you used to have a place for outsiders. Why
That's
is it
right.
now closed off?
Well, it's haunted.
It's haunted.
That's right.
What exactly is haunted?
A hotel.
The hotel.
Have you had anybody try to fix that?
No, we've tried a few times. Owner's gone missing twice. Had a few guests that were maimed in their room. We just boarded it up. Haven't had trouble since.
Who used to own the establishment?
I don't know his name. Some fella entrepreneur saw we didn't have a hotel. Started one up. Went missing about his second week into his ownership. Got bought out about a year later. Fixed up. First guests in there, brutally murdered in their room. Owner went missing the same night. We boarded it up. And, well, ain't no one stayed there since.
No one died in their homes?
Well, no. My home's not haunted.
That's good.
Are there any other haunted buildings around here?
In the town, no. But if you head over to the mission, that's haunted.
Were they haunted at the same time?
Well, they're both still haunted.
Yes.
So, yes.
Did they start haunting at the same time?
I think so. From what I gather, it was both started about 25 years ago.
And how did the person who haunts the place die?
The hotel?
Yes.
Well, the people that haunted it are not from the town. They're both. There's actually quite a few of them. They're all missionaries.
The haunters are missionaries?
That's right.
How did they die?
You've seen the haunters?
Well, yeah, they come out at night every now and then. Most of the time, they just stick to the hotel, but every now and then you can see one or two of them wander in the streets. How did they die? Well, couldn't tell you. I was here and not at the mission, so not sure what they're doing here, but they're here.
There's no story going around about how they died, about...
I mean, rumor has it that ghost killed them. The ghost that haunts the mission.
Is the ghost Jose, whatever his last name was?
That's right.
And how did he die?
I couldn't tell you. He's been haunting the mission for 25 years. Showed up one day. The from what I gather, murdered the rector and everyone that was there, and then they've been haunting the valley ever since. I assume under his command, but I don't really know.
But why would they hunt a hotel?
I mean, I don't know. If you ask me, they would probably be haunting the general store. It would be more disruptive, but they seem content with the hotel.
Is there anyone in the town that was around 25 years ago?
A few people, yeah.
Could you direct us to someone that might know?
I mean, if you pay a visit to the saloon, sure, what the hell is his name? I'm sure old Cleveland will be able to tell you more.
Thank you.
Close.
We go to the saloon?
You go to the
anyone else
saloon.
have anything for them?
Anyone else? Yeah.
Saloon.
Alrighty, you go to the saloon. The doors are firmly shut.
We firmly open them. Oh,
No,
yes.
no.
Knock.
You go. What are you doing? Knocking or opening the doors?
We're knocking
Okay.
because that's polite.
All right. And you go ahead and knock. You hear a voice on the inside. Go away. You're not welcome here.
What the hell?
We're doing some investigating around here. We're maybe going to help you solve this ghost problem you have. We have some questions.
Ain't that mighty convenient?
It is. May we come in?
You may not.
Would you come out to talk to us then?
Absolutely not.
Can you come closer to the door to talk to us through the door?
Yeah.
You hear some shuffling on the interior. All right. What do you want?
Are you content with this town being haunted? The hotel? The mission?
I mean, it doesn't bother us much.
He's like looks at the boarded up.
Are you familiar with the name Rector Salvador de Valle?
I think I recognize that name, yeah. It was, I think, the last head of the mission about 25 years ago.
And his fate?
Murdered by a ghost.
You did not know him, though.
I didn't know him personally. Very few did. He was attached to the mission very closely. Rarely left it.
Do you know anyone who was close with him? That is still around?
Well, most everyone with the mission was murdered, along with Salvador, when the ghost took up residence there.
And this ghost, Jose, we heard his name was?
That's right.
Do you know anything about him?
Well, he's pretty hostile. He makes a habit of attacking anyone that sets foot on the mission grounds, at least at night. Doesn't really come out during the day, from what I understand. I haven't, of course, been to the mission myself. But from what I've been told, he's very adamant that no one set foot on the mission grounds.
Do you have any theories as to why that is?
Well, he's probably a just right son of a bitch, but ain't nothing I can do about that.
I see. Or looks at the rest of the party, see if they have questions.
Do you know how he died?
Jose?
Yes.
I don't know, he just kind of showed up one day. One day the mission was all well functioning, neighboring community of ours. And the next day, we didn't hear from them until we found dozens of bodies within the mission.
And that was 25 years ago?
That's right.
Was Jose a resident of this town?
I'm not really sure. I certainly don't remember him.
Is there someone who might know?
Probably not. He doesn't talk to many people, let me tell you.
Do any of the ghosts ever leave the hotel?
Well, rarely. Occasionally they'll wander the streets, make a little bit of a ruckus, but I mean, they stick to the hotel mostly, and when they come out, they don't make too much trouble.
Are they active during the daytime?
No?
In the hotel, I mean.
Hard to say. I haven't been in the hotel, at least not since it was boarded up.
Or doesn't have any more questions?
Well, if you're done here, get off from the porch.
Step back.
Get off the porch.
Alrighty, what are you guys doing? Now you've been unceremoniously booted from the saloon porch.
Cora will turn to the party. So it sounds like we have two options. We either investigate the hotel or we return to the mission and try to speak with Jose.
I think maybe we should check out the hotel first.
Ah, yes, we should confront the ghosts versus attempting to speak with a body that we would have control over.
You said yourself the body may not even be in there.
It might not, but there are multiple bodies in the cemetery. If there are any around the same date range, could be helpful.
Also sounds like that would be the more dangerous place to go. Just because he hasn't been seen during the day doesn't mean that he can't be seen during the day.
Well, think of it this way. We were likely deposited at the mission for a reason. Perhaps whatever is creating these effects wanted us to end up there. That could have been due to Jose's influence or somebody else. Perhaps the rector.
So where do you propose we go then?
I would say we either investigate the hotel for additional information or we go straight to the mission to try and speak with Jose.
Well, the hotel is the home of the haunt.
The murder happened at the mission, though.
Right. But everyone here has confirmed that they, for the most part, are in the hotel.
The normal people that were killed were in the hotel. But he is at the mission.
Correct. Jose
Oh,
is
I
at
was-
Yeah.
the mission.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
from
completely-
there.
Jose isn't in this town, he's at the
Yeah.
mission.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
he was also in the hotel.
No, that's why
My bad.
Quinn was saying it might be dangerous to go snoop around the cemetery, like, more.
Yeah.
No, but basically Cora is saying that since the hotel doesn't have, like, the main ghost,
Yeah.
it would probably be, like, other information they're learning from being in the hotel
Mhm.
versus going directly to the mission and just trying to get information from the main source and looking around more.
Yeah.
Mhm. We could also, if we find a body that might be useful, we could try to take it away from the mission.
Meaning a body? What do you mean?
Either the Jose himself or the body of the priest. Is that what you said it was?
Rector,
Right.
Salvador.
Rector.
I don't particularly want to go dig up a body and then take it away from the place that it was buried off the grounds.
That sounds like you're asking for a haunting. We only found the tombstone of the rector. We didn't find Jose's.
Right.
I think we should just go to the hotel.
Jork is gonna pull out the little he'll put the bullet and casing in like a little leather pouch kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna pull it out and say, no one seems to know about this that we've spoken
Right.
to.
Which is strange because it's been so long and that bullet was there. The fact that it was even there. No one's investigated this?
What I find interesting is that they seem to be saying Jose is the cause.
But someone killed Jose
Mm-hmm.
with this. Or
someone killed the rector with that in the church.
someone killed the rector. But this bullet is special. Or what fired the bullet was special. Why would you use such a fantastical weapon to kill just a man?
You're saying the rector, if the rector would have been in the church, he is a holy man. You're saying he may not have been human.
I am just speculating that if the shot was fired from where we saw that it was fired from, through windows that were very hard to see through, which seems pointless for the window. I don't understand that part. But but if they were as hard to see through as they were, and it was like a blind firing, that weapon must have given him. Maybe that weapon gives him a sight of his target. Jordan stares off in the distance for half a second, and then he's like, "But even if he could or couldn't see, either way, this weapon sounds amazing, and I want to see it. However,
I think that it could be possible that Jose or the ghost of Jose was the one that killed the rector with this magic weapon.
Yes.
So that he could move in. Because if
Move in?
someone such as a rector might prevent a haunting.
but the hunting take place in the. This is like the story of the rock and the egg. Which one came first? We don't know, and we keep going in circles.
The rock.
The rock?
The chicken.
The giant bird, the rock.
Think of it this way.
That analogy's great. Shane. That is amazing.
Think of it this way. Some people like to say that Ebenwald is haunted because it is a dark, creepy forest. But the truth is that the Ebenwald is protected. So, Is it possible that Jose is protecting something in the mission?
Or in the hotel. The ghosts in the hotel.
Or preventing people from exploring out of protection, not out of hatred?
It's possible. But why would Jose, who by these people was an outsider, why would he want to protect something that he was outside of?
Perhaps he has some connection with the Rector, if the Rector is not human.
Perhaps he was not so outside as they thought.
Yes.
And they have
Stares in
mentioned
the
that
distance. I heard that tone.
Stares in the distance.
they have mentioned that people that go to the mission don't normally die
That's just if you're out at night.
at
You
out
don't
at
normally
night.
die.
Okay.
But in the hotel, you do die? Is that what I am hearing?
The hotel, there have been
Yeah.
multiple
Died.
disappearances and murders within the hotel.
Hotel is bad, mission good. Okay.
And within the mission, like, the Jose, from what you can gather, is exceedingly hostile to anyone that enters the mission.
And they say that the ghosts surrounding the hotel are dead missionaries, right? Kate?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
They say they are dead missionaries. So that leans into the Rector and perhaps the Rector's people not being human.
I don't know. I think it's more that the presence of holy power is preventative from ghosts taking over.
Well, I think we should go to one of these two places and investigate. Because there's clearly a lot of unanswered questions that these very welcoming people,
The lizard's gonna like stare at the townspeople.
have taken much initiative to investigate this problem.
What time of day is it now?
Like 3 o'clock.
We should probably figure out where we're going and when we're going, and if we're going to be doing that at night while the evil things that want to kill us are out, or if we're going to be sleeping somewhere in the middle of the street where they're going to come kill us,
Where
or
do
out of town.
we sleep? Where do we sleep? It is a
Yes.
good question.
Before we
Well.
go on these adventures. Because obviously we are not welcome here. So we can't sleep in any of the buildings.
It's just dumb. Are they wanting us to just die?
They want us to leave.
Yes, but if we... So if we camp outside of the town, we'll be safe.
No, I don't think so.
Well, the range of that. I assume the black.
I do not want to go through that gate.
I believe we would have to ride closer to the train station again to be in a safe range.
It's very far away.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all the way in San Francisco.
I mean, we could always try to break into one of the places.
I think maybe that's not a good idea.
I'm just going to sleep in your basement. Don't mind us.
There could be a back door. I don't. We're not going to be fine just sleeping in a tent anywhere in the next. However far that radius of the magical darkness was.
Can Jordan go back up and knock on the saloon door again?
You can. You go ahead and knock on the door. What do you want?
Hello, our Cleveland.
What about Cleveland?
You are not Cleveland. Where is Cleveland?
Oh, I didn't. You cut out. I was
Oh,
like,
I said,
all I heard
are
was
you Cleveland?
Oh. I am.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Are you the owner of the saloon?
I work here.
Would you let scared people sleep in a safe place for one night?
Nope.
Why not?
It's just the way it is around here. You're not welcome to come into this building.
What if we just came in anyways?
Wow.
Do
I got-
the
Shut up, Juan.
you ain't gonna
What was the saloon guy saying?
I don't remember what the question was because
She asked,
was
what
like, whoa.
She asked, what if we just came in anyways?
Well, I have to say not to do that.
I feel like we're going to get shot, and Gwen, I got shot a lot before, and I don't want to get shot again, and you've gotten shot, and I don't think that's good.
Are you gonna shoot us if we come in?
Well, I can't say I won't. But don't come in.
Perhaps they're hiding something.
But what if I did anyways?
Please stop threatening the saloon owner. Go on.
These are just hypotheticals. I didn't say that I was going to or that I would not.
Where, friend?
As you guys are standing there having this conversation, the saloon door opens and like a patron steps out, like eyes you confusedly and closes the door.
Wait a second, I'm gonna grab him.
You grab him.
Who is on the other side of this door talking to me?
Cleveland, you're kind of disturbing the people of the tavern, though.
Can I come in?
No.
What the
Well, okay,
I'm
Gwen's
opening
gonna
the
walk back.
door.
She's gonna walk up the stairs and grab the door and try to open it.
Yeah,
It opens.
we're opening the door and coming in.
Who's standing on the other side?
There's no one standing. Like you could see, like an older fella's behind the bar who seems to be the guy that was yelling at you. Do you step in?
Well, I'm gonna stare at him for a second. Does he look like he's gonna shoot me?
No, he's cleaning the glass.
So she's gonna walk through the threshold.
All right, as you walk in, gives you a nod. Howdy.
She's just gonna kind of stand there with her hands up, like, what
I
the
told
heck?
you, it's just the way things are around here. Your companions are not welcome either.
She's gonna stare at him for a second. Guahan,
Do you
come
want
here.
a drink?
Yeah, I want a drink.
Well,
Just gonna
come
walk
on,
in.
sit
Who
down.
else?
The first one's on me.
What? What the heck? She's gonna pop her head back out and be like, "Guys, get in here!"
Maybe. Aaron like looks at Cora because they're the only two that are like outside still. Maybe
Cora's
it's
like-
because, it's a bit of a commonality that undead spirits, etc., have to be invited in.
Cora's like pinching the bridge of her nose. She's like, yes, I gathered that earlier.
Guahan's like, oh,
Stares into the distance.
like, we are not dead!
Gwen's gonna walk up. What does he have over there?
Got like a bunch of like hard liquors, mostly whiskey.
She kind of stares at it and she's like, "It's a little early."
Although there is actually a fair bit of wine there.
Again, it's a little early.
I mean, I got water if you want water.
I
But
would
if you
love
want a drink, well, you know, you guys seem to be new here, and I'm sorry for the trouble. But
water.
we'll put the first one on me for each.
One round of water.
All right, fair enough. This is your free drink, by the way, so you're gonna have to pay from here on out. So if you want it to be water, well, that's on you.
No, it's fine. I will take a glass of wine.
All right, you get a glass of wine.
I'm gonna twist my arm like that. the other two come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what brings you fellas around these parts?
Well, we are in fact investigating this haunting that you have going on around here.
Yeah, well, it's been going on for, well, a really long time, and ain't no one's been able to get rid of it, so it's just the way things are.
What if it wasn't the way things are?
Well, that would be mighty convenient, wouldn't it?
I don't think that word means what you think it means. Wizard's
anything-
like, convenient?
Is there anything more that you know that could help us with this?
I mean, the hotel's haunted, first of all. It's haunted at night, especially. It's sort of haunted in the day. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going in there, but if you must go in, at least make it during the day. And please board it up when you're done. Bear in mind, you're not welcome anywhere. So just keep that in mind, okay?
And you really don't know how Jose died.
I don't know how Jose died, no. I met him once or twice a long, long time ago, but it was very, very faded, my memory of him.
Sir, could you tell me, do you have knowledge of any weapons that can harm these dead folk?
I mean, normal weapons sort of do the trick if you're, like, really persistent. But if you can get it, as it were, what's the word I'm looking for? A holy person to sort of, like, sprinkle their water on it or whatever. Consecrate it? I don't know. I'm a bartender. I don't really handle these sorts of things.
Is a more knowledgeable person on weapons specifically in
We
this
used to have a
town?
blacksmith that made weapons, but he was murdered in the hotel.
Ay,
Good.
in the hotel?
That's right.
Did you get to bury him?
Nope.
He's still in the hotel.
We
Jonas
don't know
is
where
gonna
he is.
turn and stare at Aaron.
How long ago was he murdered?
Well, he was murdered about 20 years ago, give or take. I think exactly it was about 18 years ago. So that would have been, 1853, I think? A long time ago.
And you haven't had a blacksmith just for the past 20 years?
Well, we've had blacksmiths, but none that specialize in weapon making. We usually get those imported down from San Francisco.
And what about missionaries?
Well, what about missionaries?
Do they always seem to die?
I mean, in the sense that everyone gets old and dies, yeah, I guess they do.
I mean, in this town, we heard that they all become ghosts.
I don't know. The mission's been abandoned for 25 years, so the only missionaries that are still around are the ones that haunt the hotel, and I would assume if there's any up in the mission still, they might be still there, haunting the mission, but from what I gather, most of them are just here in the hotel.
And you haven't sent any to try to deal with this?
I mean, why would I need to? You think I got spare money to hire random
Is there a
posse to
mayor
go?
here?
I mean, yeah.
And the mayor's fine with the hotel being haunted?
Well, listen, let me put it this way. You can either go face off a fucking army of ghosts and, take your chances with that, or you can just shut the door and say you're not welcome here and go along your daily life.
Does that always work, telling them that they are not welcome?
That's right.
Is there anyone else in here?
There's a few other people, yeah.
Are they looking at us funny?
Not really, no. Now that you've actually entered the building, they're like, okay, these are like real people. They're like, "Yeah, we can go back to our business. These are just newbies. Never been around these parts before.
So, you guys don't ever go outside, do anything outside? You're just
At
cooped
night.
up in here all the time?
I mean, I was out running out to the general store earlier this morning before the shop opened.
It's just not safe at night.
That's right.
Well.
Usually isn't fatal. There have been a few people that have just gone permanently missing, and one or two bodies that we found before, but it's so few. Honestly, we have more, live person murders around these parts than we have had with ghost killings. It's really not that much of a problem.
When was the most recent ghost killing?
Oh, I don't know. About 6 years ago.
What was their name?
I don't know who he was. He was a farmer. Ran one of the wineries out a few miles out of town. Evidently, his farm staff found him decapitated in the field. Rather gruesome, but again, pretty rare.
He was killed in the field.
That's right.
Was he a particularly religious farmer?
Again, I didn't know him.
You said there was more live person killings.
I
Is that
mean,
a common thing around here?
I wouldn't call it common either. If you want like well and true lawlessness, you go east 2 states and you're in for one hell of a time. But occasionally there's a few shootings here and there, yeah. Sheriff usually keeps it in check though.
Well, do we want to go to the hotel?
Yeah. I'll check
We
it
have
out.
enough time before dark, right?
I mean, it's like by this point, like 4 o'clock. Yeah, you've got like another like 4 to 5 hours before sundown.
Go poke around. Are we wanting to investigate once it gets dark as well, or just during the day? Or are we going to figure that out once we show up?
Why don't we see what we find in the daytime first?
Alright.
Alrighty, you guys make your way to the hotel. How long were you guys wanting to play? Because this is a good stopping point, unless we were going to play for like another hour, right? It's up to you guys.
I am fine stopping now or later.
I think if we're not going to get to another good stopping point
Yeah.
for another hour, then now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just call it here. We'll pick up with the investigation in the